Hey everybody, so welcome back. Today we're talking about the cross-disciplinary project step 3, colors and images. So the images, I think they're pretty straightforward. What you want to do is you want to find your image on Google or some other kind of website, and what you want to do is grab the link to it, okay? Now you can do a couple of things to make this pretty easy on yourself. You can either download the image and then upload it to something like ImageBB. Okay, and you can host that image. All right. I'll show you this in a second. You can host this image in your account and get some direct links. So if you have an image up there, you can, get the direct links. You can get the embed codes or right there, and you can look at the direct links, and you can pull this into your CodePen, and that'll work with the image. So you can do it this way, or you can directly link to the image itself. Okay, so you can do it two different ways. The other thing that you have to do is you have to find a color palette. Now, I have some instructions on how to do the color palette right here. These are examples of period color schemes. Okay, what that means is that these are colors that are frequently used in certain time periods. Okay, so if you look at Color Leap, app, and dates, you can see that there is a color palette for all these different time periods. You can see there's a time period for the 1700s, which is really closest to the Crucible, but again, some of these probably will work really well. There are like this type of color palette might work really well, or this one right here, or something like of this manner or this manner. So again, these are just some ideas that you can start with. Okay, once you have an idea of what type of color palette you think you want to use, then you want to go to the website called Coolors. Okay, this is a really good website because it allows you to create a color palette, and it allows you to also get the hex codes for those colors so that you can directly input them into CodePen. So I'm going to show you how this works. So first thing you want to do in Coolors is just either sign up or sign in. Okay, if you want to sign up, you can create a free account. Okay, but you got to fill everything out. Now, what I recommend that you use is your school district email and put in a password that you're going to remember. Okay, it's always a good idea to put in a password that you're absolutely going to remember. It could even be your district password. I don't think they're going to get hacked or anything like that. So I really wouldn't worry too much about it. So again, go ahead and sign up. And then once you've already signed up, you'll come in and you'll have what's called let me put this in real quick. No, I'm going to have to put in the rest there. Okay. And what will happen is that you'll be able to generate an actual color palette. And what's cool about this is that you can actually save all your palettes too. So if you go to my account, right here, you can see these are the different palettes that I've created. Just kind of playing around with it. I have a separate account that I'm using. It has more palettes on there. But again, this is the idea that you can save your palettes and you can use them other places. You can use them in graphic design. You can use them in web design. You can use them in games. So it's an interesting idea that you can save all of these palettes and then you can, use them in different applications. So you can use them in Photoshop, Illustrator, and on the web. Okay. So let's go back to the generate a palette. So if you click on generate a palette, you'll start off with kind of like a real basic palette, and they'll just give you some random colors. Okay. And what you want to do, if you want to change the color, you click on the hex code down at the bottom. Okay. So if you want to change the color, you can click on the hex code. If you want to add the color, you can actually go between the colors and hit the plus sign. So again, if you want to add a color to your palette, let's say you want 6 colors, you can click on the plus sign and you can add a color to the palette. Okay. You can also copy the hex. You can lock the palette or the color if you want, so you can't change it, or you can drag it and move it over. You can save the color to a list of favorites. This is really cool. And you can view the shades of the color. So in this situation, you can actually see the shades. Now, if you've you're going to be doing graphic design with Mr. Silvis. In this situation, you can actually see what happens if you add black to the color or if you add white to the color. So you can get more and more colors out of this situation. Okay, so let's just choose that one. So this is a really nice tool to be able to, have you guys develop a color palette. And remember, when you're developing a color palette, think about complementary colors, which are like, orange and green, and think about like, shades of color, tints of color. These are all going to be things that, as a designer or any type of designer, you're going to need to know. So again, to change that color, you click on the hex number down here. And what you want to do is you can use hex, but you can use RGB if you want. But I find RGB hard to use in terms of developing a color. All right, I honestly do, because you have to think of the red, you have to think of the, the green and the blue. I find it a lot easier just to go to HSL, and HSL allows you to choose the color, choose the amount of color that you want, which is the saturation, and choose the luminance. How light or dark is the color? So this gives you the the tint of the color, and it gives you the shade of the color. Okay, so again, and then this is how much color is in the color. It's kind of like how much color. So again, if like I wanted to create a blue and then pump up the luminance a little bit and then pull it down, you can see that that blue is starting to turn to gray. So you can see how it's turning to gray and then eventually just becomes gray, if you take everything out. So again, this is a way to really fine tune some of your color choices for your website. So again, it's something to really play around with, and I would highly recommend it. So let's say you create your color scheme, like we create some colors. Let's take that saturation down a little bit. Yeah, so we can come up with some really nice colors. In this situation, let's make a nice green, but we're going to pull it over to be a little more green. Okay, let's keep, let's get an accent color here. This is a pretty good accent color. I guess it's like pretty nice and bright. And this is a nice accent color, so I'm going to keep it. And then this one over here, I'm going to make a greenish type of background color. So I'm going to pull that saturation down and luminance up. So this is almost like a white, so it's an off-white. So there's my color palette. Once you have your color palette, you can simply copy your hexes, which is these numbers down here. Use this button to copy the hex code, and you can place this down below, and you can list it literally. So I can say this is a dark hunter green. Okay, and you can also add the you can put in the actual name over here if you want. So this is like I'm sorry, it's an Oxford blue. So let's rename this in our project as an Oxford blue. All right, and there's our hex code. Okay, so what this means is that you can plug this into background color or whatever you want in terms of CSS, and this will work. Okay, so we'll try it in a second, but let me copy all these. So this is a blue-green color wheel, whatever that means. All right. Oops. And let's copy this one over, lawn green. So we got a lawn green right here. All right, and we have a persimmon. I think I spelled that wrong, but whatever. I'm not really caring at this point. And let's get a mint cream. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to put a mint cream in there. All right. So after this, you have a color scheme. So this is a new color scheme that you've made, and you've got some, names for the colors. You got the color, codes. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to pop in the CodePen, and let's log in. All right. Thanks. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our pens, okay, and we're going to open these up. All right. So I'm opening them up. And go to this display here, and let's move this over. And now inside of this, instead of using background-color purple, I can copy over some of these, these codes. So in this situation, I'm going to copy blue, where was it? Oxford blue. I'm going to start with an Oxford blue for my background. Background should be dark and kind of like, you don't see them too well. So in this situation, I'm going to do that. So, and as soon as I do that, you can see that turn to that nice dark blue. All right. And let's go ahead and change big blue color wheel. Which one was that? That was that one. Let's change our header to that. So let's go with our header. Instead of light blue, it's going to be that dark green up there. And we're also going to change the H1 in there. So we're going to change the color in the header to that mint cream. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. We're going to go find that mint cream and copy that guy over right about here. So that means our text will be that mint cream color. All right, and you know what? I want the background of the container to be like that too. So I'm going to take out that light yellow and I'm going to put in the mint cream, and you can see it changed just a little bit. It's still a light color, but now the background and this match. All right, so let's go down to left side and right side. Left side and right side. We're going to use lawn green. Actually, a big blue color wheel. Let's do that one for those two. So instead of light green C, they're going to get that. And no, I don't want that. That's too dark. Let's go with the lawn green. Lawn green. Okay. Get rid of that little hashtag. And if you want to use this, you do have to use the hashtag as well. So the hashtag is important. You have to put it in there. And let's do the footer as the persimmon. Actually, yeah, persimmon. Persimmon. Okay. And there we go. So right now I've used my color palette. I mean, it's not the best palette in the world, but you can see that I'm using it. And let's use the mint cream on some of these, like for over down in the footer. So over here, we're going to copy that mint color and we're going to put it down here. And now I have that. So again, I'm using my color palette. You can see that all the colors that I have on the palette are being used. And now what's nice about this is that I can use this on a lot of different applications. I can, Photoshop takes this, Illustrator takes this, and also Figma and a host of other programs, even film programs like Premiere, take these color codes. And just to let you know, these color codes are RGB. The color code for these is the first two are red, okay? The second two are green, and the third two are blue. So the actual 1-1 right here starts for a red part of the color, like how much of red is in there. The next two are green, how much green is in there. And the last two is blue, how much blue is in there. So this color code actually makes up an RGB color scale. So that's why you can use it in so many different places. All right, guys. So again, use Coolers. It's a really good program. You can use it for graphic design with Mr. Silvis, but you can use it in Photoshop. You can also use it with Mr. Taylor, and this also translates over into video game design with Mr. Ali. So again, really good website, great place to put together color palettes and to get ideas on how to, really spice up your artwork and your design work. So again, try to use it. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks.